Welcome to my views and news. This video is about PM Abiy's new plans about Oromo Liberation Army and Amhara uprising. Several news outlets are making some claims. I won't name anyone. Speculations are being made. Alleged insiders' information is being shared about PM Abiy's recent visit to Vellega when he was in Nakamte. Based on that visit, some claims are being made by several news sources. I contacted a few people on the ground who know what happened at the meeting between PM Abiy and the elders there in Nakamte. So I want to share my understanding of the situation based on talks with some people and based on my understanding of the situation. Before that, a quick update for you. In the last video, I shared news about some helicopters which were seen flying over Ethiopia-Sudan border. Now, US news sources have shared details of evacuation of their diplomatic staff from Sudan. Chinook helicopters were used, 6 helicopters were used by US military. The helicopters, I think, flew from Djibouti. They landed in Bahir Dar. They were refueled at Bahir Dar, and from there the helicopters then crossed the borders, went towards Khartoum to evacuate members of US diplomatic staff at embassy in Sudan, in Khartoum, capital city. So most probably the helicopters seen flying over Ethiopia-Sudan border were US helicopters. But we could not find any footage, any visual confirmation so far of the plane or drone or object shot down over Ethiopia-Sudan border, which was reported by several news outlets. Al-Hora and several other Sudanese news sources reported that a cargo plane was shot down around 30-40 kilometers away from Ethiopia-Sudan, Eritrea-Sudan border. No visual confirmation so far. Now, coming back to the topic, what is PM Abiy's new plan about Oromo Liberation Army and Amhara resistance? Is he planning something? Is he going to launch a major operation in the Amhara region? Is he making peace with Jalmaro? Is he going to launch another military operation in Oromia against Oromo Liberation Army? Speculations, rumors started after PM Abiy visited Nakamte almost a week ago. And there in Nakamte, elders were called from other zones of Vellega too. I think from 3 or 4 zones, elders, tribal elders, religious elders, they were summoned, they were invited to Nakamte, where PM Abiy held discussions. What happened at discussions? Which message was delivered by PM Abiy? Different accounts. Different news outlets are sharing different accounts. I could not find any videos of PM Abiy's speech there. One set of news outlets is claiming that PM Abiy told the participants of his meetings in Nakamte that Oromos are in power. He said, government is Oromo. Oromos are in power. So Oromo should be united. This is Oromo's turn to rule the country. So that is why Oromos should resolve their internal disputes, otherwise Oromos will suffer. One account. Second account is being shared by some Amhara news sources. First one as well by some Amhara news sources. They claim that PM Abiy sent a message to Jalmaro, Komsa Dereba, Oromo Liberation Army head, through the elders, the tribal leaders who gathered in Kamte to attend PM Abiy's meeting there. PM Abiy's message to Jalmaro is the Jalmaro should not disturb security forces. Security forces are going to start a major operation in the Amhara region. Meanwhile, Jalmaro's OLA should not attack security forces. If Komsa Dereba tried to attack security forces, operation would be launched in Oromia against OLA, not in Amhara. So a warning or a message from PM Abiy through these elders to Komsa Dereba has been delivered. It is being claimed, I am not claiming that, it is being claimed by some news outlets with tens of thousands of followers and daily views. But what is actually happening on the ground? Is PM Abiy's government going to start a major operation in Amhara Oromia regions in coming days? I think the start of war in Sudan will force Ethiopian government to review its plans of any major operation, if there were any plans, to be launched in Oromia or Amhara regions. War ongoing, and Ethiopia-Sudan border has been a flashpoint in recent months. Ethiopian army will have to ensure that Amhara hardliners don't carry out attacks or don't organize to carry out attacks on Sudanese territories. And for that purpose, Ethiopian National Defense Force will have to man the border, entire border, long border, Ethiopia-Sudan border. If Ethiopian government starts a major operation in Oromia or in Amhara at this point of time, it will be difficult for the ENDF to man entire border. There is already frustration in Amhara region. So I personally think that the operation in Amhara, if it was planned, is going to be postponed. Same holds true for Oromia as well. Government isn't going to launch a major operation in Oromia against Oromo Liberation Army. What I'm saying is based on analysis. I am not saying that I got this information through some insiders. My analysis is that this Sudanese civil war will force PM Abiy's government to make some changes in its policy to handle internal security challenges. Though I talked to a few people who monitor developments in Oromia, and they claim that ENDF is being mobilized. It is being mobilized in central Oromia, and a major operation against OLA is coming. These sources claim that in Kamte, PM Abiy sent a message. PM Abiy said that OLA fighters will have to surrender. Those who did not surrender would be held accountable, and operation will be launched. These sources claim. Who I talked to, they maintain this position that operation against Oromo Liberation Army is imminent. And we know that talks have been delayed. More than a month ago, Shimalis Abdisa and Oromo Liberation Army, Shmanasab Disa's Oromia government, and Ola issued separate statements showing their willingness to be involved in talks to resolve the conflict in Oromia. Talks could not start. While they said concrete steps were yet to be taken, OLA's preconditions were not responded. Ethiopian government has not responded to OLA's precondition for start of talks. Though some foreign diplomats were involved and a broad mediatory mechanism was being established, but no decisive steps were taken to start talks. But based on my understanding of the regional picture, regional situation, security situation, it would be a wrong decision to start a major security operation in Oromia or in Amhara in coming days. Ethiopia will have to wait for things to settle in Sudan. Otherwise, start of new operation in Oromia, in Amhara, will lead to increase in internal security challenges for Ethiopian National Defense Force. That is how I understand the situation. But Amhara news outlets are claiming that operation against Amhara uprising is starting. On the other hand, some sources which I quoted, they claim that operation against OLA is coming. And some others claim that PM Abiy is going to make peace with OLA to launch Operation Oromia. So all these are rumors, some are speculations. I have no such credible information about launch of any major operation in Oromia or Amhara regions, though no one knows what the PM is up to. Let's see. Thank you for watching.